What is thy bidding, my master?
There is a great disturbance in the Force. It appears that monstrosity She-Hulk has outperformed my new Andor series.
How is that possible?
I do not know, Lord Vader. I mean, I like twerking as much as anyone, but it is a far inferior show.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed.
Ha! You're just jealous because your Kenobi series tanked, Lord Vader. And for the record, we all know why you made him bisexual. Yes. Anyway, it seems motivation has been lacking in the writer's room of late.
Perhaps I can find new ways to motivate them.
Good. Don't force strangle them all this time. Otherwise there'll be nobody left to write season 2.
As you wish, my master.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it would appear that bashing men is working for She-Hulk. I don't know if this is like great news for She-Hulk or terrible news for Star Wars, but some viewership numbers are in, and it's really hard to interpret that on top of a whole new batch of men bad articles promoting the show, which I guess it would make sense that they believe, the writers believe, that their target audience is, 40-year-old single women who hate men and blame them for them being single. If you watch the latest episode, it was perhaps maybe the most boring, pointless 30 minutes of television in existence. We knew everything that happened in the last episode, but then they thought that they think their viewer is so dumb that they spent the next 30 minutes rehashing that very same thing. But of course, men bad. That and more after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Meta PCs. Look, you've been around, you know that I've been talking about Meta PCs for a very long time. In fact, it's the primary computer I use. But it's not just because they're a sponsor. It's for so many more reasons. They have fully customizable, configurable PCs and all the hardest to find parts in stock and ready to go. They also have ready to ship PCs ready for you today. Here's a couple reasons why I like Meta PCs. First and foremost, it's veteran ownership. Meta PCs is a veteran-owned business. One of Meta's owners has served both in Afghanistan and Iraq and received a Purple Heart for his service. Meta also employs military veterans in Meta's operations center and also provides systems to veterans going back to school to help them re-enter the workforce all across the United States. They offer financing. It has 100% US-based sales and support. And when you receive your PC, it's ready to go right out of the box. You don't have to get complicated and set things up. You just plug it all in and you're ready to rock. And on top of that, Meta PCs is offering you, my viewer, a huge discount when you use the link in the description or you use promo code TheQuartering. If you use my code at checkout, not only do you save money, but you support my content and a company that will not bow to cancel culture. So maybe you're not ready to pick up a new computer today, but when you are, remember to go to metapcs.com and use promo code TheQuartering to support me and to save money. And everybody wins. You might not be ready to buy a computer right this second, but it's the tower I use, it's the laptop I use, it's the one I recommend to friends and family. They've stuck by this channel, and you can save with promo code TheQuartering. She-Hulk manages to outperform Andor's series premiere. Whip Media's Watch Report reveals that She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law outperformed Star Wars streaming series Andor during the latter's debut week. Now, I don't know if this is more of an indication of just how bad of a position that Star Wars is in, or if it's an indication of just how much garbage people are willing to consume. I mean, on Disney Plus right now, there's not a lot going on. There's kind of like the old movies. There's no like new Disney Plus movie or coming out on Disney Plus. You have Andor and you have She-Hulk. These are kind of the only two shows going right now. So if you're opening that app, this is what you're watching. Data analytics company Whip Watch Report for the week of September 19th through September 25th ranks She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law as the #1 series streaming in America, with Andor coming in second. She-Hulk didn't secure the top spot in the United Kingdom, Spain, France, Italy, Brazil, Germany. However, it still managed to outperform Andor in those regions, as well or as well. Lucasfilm executives likely won't be too worried about Andor losing out to She-Hulk, though, as the former has released half as many episodes for viewers to binge as the latter. Meaning, She-Hulk has 6 episodes, 7 episodes by now. Andor's got 3 going on 4. You see, Ginger Gonzaga, who, wow, thanks so much for She-Hulk Official, making She-Hulk Official #1. It's so strange to me. How can it be #1 when it has a 36? It actually continues to drop with a 36% audience score. I suppose I just greatly underestimated people's willingness to consume maybe the worst program in history. I shouldn't say that. It's bad, but I don't know if it's like Batwoman bad or Supergirl bad. It's close. Studio will no doubt take heart from Andor's strong reviews. Critics praise the show's first 3 episodes for bringing a mature, grounded approach to Star Wars franchise and applauded Diego Luna's performance as the protagonist, Cassian Andor. Slow burn storytelling and willingness to deviate from the saga's established formula were also listed among Andor's selling points. Well, I would think, Andor is something that, does look appealing to me. I just, I can't be bothered to watch. I like to still wait for shows to be almost done. I make an exception for Rings of Power because it's just so hilarious. I can't not watch it. We got an episode tonight that I'm just not going to want to miss because it basically has to work. Like, they're out of time. They have to absolutely get something done. So you see, She-Hulk attorney-at-law creator Jessica Gao has made it clear that she has ideas for a second season of the MCU series. Honestly, even when I pitched the show, I already had an idea of where I wanted it to go and what premise it would be. Almost certainly, She-Hulk will get a second season. And when you look at the actual list, who is this Ginger Gonzaga? She's an actor, comedian, writer, and an empath. Okay, whatever. She works on She-Hulk, apparently. I mean, I guess take that, incels. I don't know what else you can say. It's #1, ahead of Andor, which was a series premiere, which is fair. Ahead of Cobra Kai, which is insane because Cobra Kai is actually a good show. Better than it's getting more viewers than the Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power, more viewers than The Handmaid's Tale, which I guess it's in its like billionth season, so I can understand that. That show should have ended several seasons ago. It was good, but it just drug on too long. What's curious to me is why isn't House of the Dragon on this? That seems so weird. It's like they've ignored HBO. That seems so weird. But like, that's not great. To have, She-Hulk #1 and Rings of Power as #5. For this week, it would have been, September 25th? So you still would have had a minimum 3 episodes of the Rings of Power going on 4. This shows What Are They Watching? The following reports ranks of most viewed originals from streaming services past week. So I don't know where they're getting this data. Is it fake? Now, I have a story later today about HBO fluffing the numbers for House of the Dragon, but it seems to also fly in the face of the search query data. There's a lot of funny business going on in streaming, and perhaps we have a house of cards that is, falling down. It's so hard to believe that She-Hulk is out. I mean, it doesn't make sense because Amazon said that 25 million people watched the first couple episodes of Rings of Power. There is 0% chance She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law has anywhere near that kind of viewership. It just doesn't. So, I mean, I don't even know if you can trust this data. It's an app with 23 million global users. Rankings are determined by streaming original TV series with the greatest share of views in a given week among a balanced panel of specified countries' users of TV time app. So this is collecting, it's a decent sample size. So I don't know. You then get this article, men predictably missed the point of She-Hulk making us wait for Daredevil. In episode 5, we got a tease of Daredevil's new helmet when Jen was picking up her clothes, and that to some meant he would show up in episode 6. When that episode, Just Jen, aired, It was a standalone episode of Jen going to her childhood friend's wedding. Many erupted online, complaining about the show baiting them into thinking Matt was going to appear as if it was his show. Waiting is good, actually. Daredevil was briefly in the trailer for this series. I mean, Daredevil definitely has his fans. He never really, like, resonated with me. I mean, he goes super fast, but, like, it was never, like, no, that's the Flash. Daredevil, like, I don't know. Daredevil was never my thing. But, you know, people resonate with different superheroes at different times in their life, and that's okay. Then you see this. She-Hulk Attorney-at-Law is a smash. Smashing the patriarchy, that is. I mean, what? Smashing the patriarchy? Oh my gosh, those first 4 episodes are truly magical to me. They're a lot of fun. I'm obsessed with the pug. I think he's great. If you've seen him on the other 2, he's, oh my God. I mean, it's like 2 millennial cutouts having a conversation about, you know, crushing the patriarchy or whatever. This is a woman that needs to consume alcohol before every date she goes on. I didn't know that was a normal thing. I guess, like, you know, just like I've always said, you know, not everything's for everyone. This episode, this series, obviously not for me. I don't really understand how you get these viewers. I mean, you have this obvious Photoshop, right? Hulk over Endgame and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's just a meme. They're not trying to make it real, obviously. I don't know. Do you think that these numbers are real? I mean, why isn't House of the Dragon on here? That seems so weird because House of the Dragon had 10, 15 million viewers. That's certainly more than The Patient or Reboot 2022 or Fate the Winx Saga. Not to, you know, maybe you're fans of those shows, but certainly House of the Dragon has got bigger numbers than that. So I don't know. I don't know if this is supposedly if this is good news for She-Hulk or terrible news for Andor. But perhaps there's a bit of fatigue going on in the Disney Star Wars world that is now finally kind of cresting. I mean, you have the Mandalorian, which is waning interest. That's kind of it. I mean, they've had some other shows that people liked, but no real big hits. Andor, I think, has a chance at that, potentially, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I think this is probably pretty embarrassing for Star Wars that She-Hulk is this popular, if this particular app is to be believed, because I think it's very suspect that House of the Dragon isn't on there, and it's also suspect that She-Hulk beat the Rings of Power, which I think would be hilarious. Like, I hope that's true, because that would be an excellent video. But then I'd have to believe that either Amazon lied about the 25 million viewers, which they probably did, or She-Hulk has 30 million viewers. I don't, the most popular show ever on Disney Plus or any other. I mean, like, what? I don't even understand it. I think that there's some definite funny business going on with this ranking system, I'd have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.